Testing one, two. Testing one, two. Okay, cool. We're live. Yay! Today we have Esa Williams, iconic. But I'm just gonna add in. Hey everybody. I'm just trying to find a cute folder. I think I use that one way too much. Maybe this one. Adila, how you doing, my bookie, yo? Long time no see, babe. Ooh, that's cute. Maybe this one's kind of funny. Let's see. Nah. This one? This one. Yeah, that's dumb. It makes me look tan. Maybe this one actually. No, let's go back. Let's see. Okay. Cool, here we go. Amazing. Okay, cool. We're adding Esa to the Instagram live now. Yeah, it's always this one sticky here, you know? Esa, hey, how you
QUEEZY,
doing?
how are you doing?
I'm
I'm
good.
fine. I was hoping that the audio was going to come through the system that I put in place, but it's not working. Your voice, I was hoping it was going to come through the system. But anyway, hopefully the music will still play. I just want to check quickly. Let me just check if this plays.
Okay.
Does that music play there? No? Do you hear anything? No, I think maybe because when I do a Facebook Live, of course, with the sound card, let me just check. Just give me a second.
You guys, Esa Williams, iconic. Woo!
Yo.
How you doing?
Let me see. Where is it? I'm good, man. Just what have I been doing? Plum could preparing because I'm going to do another live stream later through the Worldwide FM, the radio platform.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm good. Just, trying to stay sane, keep busy.
Crazy. Have you been outside? Have you been going outside?
I mean, here in the UK, we kind of have not that intense lockdown or restrictions, so you can do like half an hour or hour exercise per day.
Right.
So that's usually good.
Yeah,
so it's not as intense, but when you go out, you don't really want to be outside because the mood and the energy, it's a bit weird. So yeah, just been trying to stay at home. And also this week, the weather's been really crap.
Right. Yeah, I know the weather's actually, it's kind of cooling down here in South Africa. It's kind of cooling down here in SA. But it's good otherwise. I think I'm just gonna hold it. Okay. So I want to introduce you guys Esa Williams, iconic South African musician now staying in the UK. Can you tell everybody a bit more about what kind of music you play and sort of what inspires you, where in Cape Town you're from?
So well, the music that I play, I guess, over the most recent years, has kind of evolved. Nice. It's kind of evolved. So there's no real specific genre, It's kind of, I play music that resonates with me, that has good vibes, good energies. So whether it's club stuff, whether it's digging for rare records, or whether it's just try and keep a level of quality, I guess, through music, And the most important thing is that when you play music, it's there to make people dance and have a good time. So I think that's one of the that's very important to me, is being able to make people have fun and enjoy and bring some happiness. Tell stories, it's beyond just, okay, I'm a DJ, I need to play records. It goes beyond that, I think, now over recent years, but it took, of course, a long time to get there. You go through many musical stages, I guess, if you should put it that way, stuff that you're interested in, and then you just find something that sits really well with you. And
Yeah, I really love like listening to your DJ sets. I especially love your Dick Mental Boiler Room set. You played like a lot of like synth pop, like South African like 80s music, which I really love. What sort of got you into that sort of vibe?
I mean, it's like, you know, I live away from South Africa, you know, I'm not there anymore. And I think as you sort of discover new music, you also think, well, I might as well look back home, you know, we have such a real, a wealth of music and history and culture, you know. So I think it got to a point where I was like, I miss home. And then you start discovering music from home, and then it opens a whole nother world, you know. And then it's like, the Afro synth stuff to the Kwaito stuff, and then you start joining the dots to all the parts of the world around that time, and you realize everybody was kind of on that same level. They were experimenting with technology, and then through
Right.
experimenting with technology, they came up with their own flavor. They were taking influences from Europe and America, but they still brought their own thing. So if you listen to a lot of the South African music, it's exactly that through the 80s and 90s, you know.
Yeah.
But then there's also the jazz scene from Cape Town, you know, and our culture, the Cape Malay, Cape Colored cultures, the klopse, the
Representing,
Cape Malay
yeah,
choirs.
yeah.
It's like I said, that you when you start, it just opens up this unlimited void, and you just go in, and you just, yeah, you know,
Right. I
you
really
just
love that.
explore and experiment. So that's really the
I wanted to ask you, so you have this track, right, that I heard. So let me just tell everybody about this track. So Issa has this track called Blast, right? And the first time I heard it, I was like, what the hell is this song? What is this crazy ass song? Like the vocals are like super witchy. The beat is like, it's like got this like ancient sound in the vocals, but the beat is super like futuristic. And I hadn't
yeah,
heard that like combination because I've been trying to find like this music, kind of like music that matches my outfits, witchy and
exactly.
futuristic. So
I
I
mean,
found this
I was
song.
even gonna mention. Sorry to interrupt you. I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
say
yeah.
to all my, you know, the people that are following my page. I mean, maybe you can introduce yourself to them, because I see there's a lot of crossover here, and I know I've introduced
QUEEZY Babas.
myself, and
Oh,
I want
hey
you to
everybody,
introduce
I'm
yourself.
QUEEZY Babas. I'm a multidisciplinary artist, musician, entity in the
Fab
universe,
Queen.
and I am in the works in researching for my own music to make my own album. And when I came across your song Blast, I was literally blown away. But can you tell us more about Blast and like the story behind it and like how you came about it and like how you made it like that? Yeah,
I mean,
it blew me away.
again, there was no real thought behind it. You know, I think everything just kind of came together. You know, there was never ever an idea in your head and went, okay, we need to create, or I need to create something like that. I think it was just connecting with the right people at the right time.
Right.
Also, it's a collaborative track, to be able to share ideas with other people, connect other people from one part of the world to another. That was really the end result. And even still now, when I listen to the track, of course, it still takes me back. And it was really Nonku Piri, which is a South African artist, worked with a
Shout
producer Nart,
out
and they were, yeah. So they were creating a lot of music together, you know. And Nonku was touring. We did a project in Uganda, in Kenya, workshops and sort of writing camps. We would work
Oh
with
wow.
local musicians to create new music or new ideas. So Nonku was touring with that, and that was back in 2015. And Nonku had all these little clips, 2-minute clips of beats. And it was the second week of that project. We were in Uganda, and there was loads of musicians out of East Africa. So all parts of East Africa. So Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. And this one family in particular that I was working with, an artist called Msafiri Zawuse. And he's got his family are very, you know, his father was a very well-known musician from Tanzania, was
Wow.
signed to Real World Records, Peter Gabriel's label. So some of those artists that Peter Gabriel went into sub-Saharan Africa and kind of gave these artists a platform. And but apart from that, his father was also a master musician in a few different instruments. So they built their own marimba, imbiras, which is thumb piano style, but they've got their own one called the ilimba and chilimba. So they have all these various instruments, a zeze. So it was really working with them in the traditional context. So they were playing all these instruments in this one recording session. But during that session, or during these 2 days that I was recording them, whenever the sister, she was chilling at the back playing the marimba and a few other instruments and doing backing vocals. But whenever she went on, there was just something that was on another level, you know.
Yeah.
The pitch, and it was very raw, but also very controlled in a very natural way, you know. It wasn't like someone was trying too hard to hit the lagus, you know, or trying to hit the notes. So by the end of the session,
it sounded perfectly ancient, like how you described, like it sounded controlled, but like electric and wild. Like for me, that's what an ancient vocal would sound like. You know what I mean? Like in a way.
Yeah, it's the purest, the rawest form. There's no what do they say? Musical education, or that, you know, that person who went to classical training. This is just straight born with that gift, and just, you know. So anyway, coming back to the story, and then we ended the session of the traditional side of the recordings, and then I had that 2-minute clip of what Notch had done already. And it was just that first rawness and the beat, and then I was like, let me quickly do a little edit of it. Let me turn it into a bit of a structure, 5-6 minutes, and let me give it to her. And I was like, listen, just try. And she put the headphones on, and, you know, that first sawtooth wave, that rawness. She was like, what is this? And the brother encouraged her. The brother said, no, listen, take it. And one take. There wasn't still once, twice, thrice. It was put the headphones on, we hit play. Wow. I was sitting there in complete like shock, you know, and it completely blew me out of completely blew me away. And it was one take, and that was it, you know. There was no going back and editing and doing. That's all I've done, is that I had that edit, put a vocal on it, put it together, let it just do its thing. And there was, she didn't know the timing of the track, you know. She didn't know when the beat was gonna drop. It just happened, everything, and that's how I left it. I didn't drop it. Yeah, she kind of found, I think after the first couple of bars, she found the rhythm of the track. She already found, okay, it drops, tum ka, and then back down, and then back up. So after that, then you could see towards the end, but that intro was just, and the way she kept that note, that's not me looping anything or doing anything. That's her actual voice, just going, and holding that note. And I was just like,
I'm like, that's why I was blown away.
So on another level, man, I mean, that's really it. And it allowed, again, to bring that elements. And I spoke to Notch, and Notch kind of also spoke to me about his ideas of creating sort of that rough, dirty, techno, Kwaito inspired. And it was really him and Nonku that was spending every Wednesday. And they were taking inspiration from that to kind of look at new ways of taking that influence, but bringing it, just making it a bit more edgy. So it doesn't just sound like the Kwaito that you've heard back from the 90s, you know? And this is really how they developed that. And then Notch, of course, started producing for Nonku. They did that, a few hits there in South Africa. What was the track? Slipped my mind now. Anyway, but they did a few amazing tracks. And this was just a spare beat that they had there, and I thought, yeah, well, bring that in with this and open it up to a whole new dimension. And it, of course, it changed the whole vibe of what techno can sound like, not at 130 BPM, but 108. And it was a nice challenge, because now, with having that as a platform, I could then build my DJ sets, especially when I'm playing heavier club sets. It's like playing, okay, or you play groovier stuff, and in the middle of the night, I can drop blast, and I can bring the tempo right down and change. People don't know what's going on, and then boom, move it, and then move it back, you know?
Yeah, it's an amazing song to play unexpectedly, but it's so potent that, like, you could just play it in the middle of your set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I love that about it. Yeah, it's super, super,
I mean, I
super
want
iconic.
people to take risks. I think sometimes we get so stuck into a specific tempo, you know, we got to play, you know. Yes, you know, in a more, the more purest form of DJing is that you want to keep a groove, you want to be consistent. But I think through music, you got to take risks. And this definitely, this track, over and above putting it in a DJ set, this track is really taking that risk and trying to find new ways of presenting, whether it's, you know, African music. Because again, there's this perception that African music is primitive and barbaric and percussion and ting-a-ling-a-ling and all this stuff.
Right.
But here you can bring it to Europe, or you can bring it to the world and show them that Africans can make techno too, you know. Or Africans can at least take influences from, or the colored, the mensen from Athlone can also make techno, because you in Athlone, right?
I'm currently in Belleville, but I was staying in Vanguard before. When we
in
met, I was
Vanguard.
staying in Vanguard, yeah.
Yeah, but like for people that may be watching it, we from the same area. We grew up in that area, or you know, you in Athlone, and Notch, the same thing. His family also grew up in Athlone, so it's nice that, you know, we have to represent our people, you know, and represent Athlone in whatever way we can, you know, in the most next level way. Opa.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so that's Blast. I mean, I really want to play it, and I really thought I could get this audio interface to work. Can I just quickly have a technical thing here quickly? Let me just see if I can quickly. I'll be off camera, but I'm just gonna quickly double check it.
Hey guys, if there's anybody watching,
yeah, you can upload it to the main surveys them.
If anybody has any questions for Esa, please just like feel free to just like right away. We're here. Aware. So what else can we say? Oh yeah. So I met Esa last year, December. Was it December? I think it was December. I think you were playing a gig at the waiting room or something. And I also met
I meet you outside. What's that place, man? I meet you outside up yours Loop Street, no?
Yours truly.
Where?
Yours truly.
Yeah, yours truly. Yeah, yours truly.
Yeah.
We just met outside randomly for the Siggy.
Yeah, that was so cool. I was like, icons meet icons.
And then you were supposed to come to the Search Festival, and then I think what happened? What happened with that?
No, oh my God. So I went to go DJ at Smoking Dragons in the Drakensberg. And when I came back, when I arrived, it was like already 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and my transport had already left. They were supposed to leave at 12.
I think I heard something like that, yeah.
So I slept for New Year's. I was in bed, and you know what's so funny? My birthday was in quarantine, and I slept as well. So I think
well, maybe that's gonna become the whole new normal. No,
I think
we're just gonna sleep on New Year's.
Maybe just like slow it down a bit. I don't know what it was, but I was like, okay, cool. But
now listen, we definitely missed, man. Yeah, we wish we could have had you there at the Search. It was super special, you know. What those guys put together was really. I felt that there was definitely a sense of community.
On earth.
Yeah.
It's the best, hands down. It's in paradise. Shout out to Aaron at the Search. Shout out to everybody that's working there, Quito.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me.
So I don't know. I was just gonna quickly check. Do you hear anything now through there? Now we can't.
Okay.
I mean, it shows it's playing. No, I don't think there's anything coming through.
Okay, I can always link. So I'll upload.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna play the this is the test pressing. I can still play it here on the.
Oh, iconic!
At least we can hear something.
You guys, are you ready for the song? This is the person that made the song. Hi, hello.
Well, I was part of it. You know, it's like I was saying earlier, it's a collaborative effort of creative minds coming together and presenting something. I think it's always nice when it's like that. Yeah, everybody can do their thing, but when you can really learn from each other, and for me, it was definitely a learning curve and also an experience I'll never forget. You know, apart from it just being the record and people listening to it, for me it goes beyond, like I was saying, beyond then that. So whenever I hear it, I still get goosebumps. You know.
Yeah. There's a person, JFP323, asks, how is Magnetic Fields crowd venue?
I mean, for me, that magnetic field was amazing. I had a really nice sit. I had all night long. The Friday when I arrived there in a dungeon, and it was very small.
Wow.
It was like 200 people, 300 people, but there was a circulation of people all night. I played like 10 until I played 6 hours or 5 hours set.
What?
But it was super nice and super sweet. I mean, I was in there. I was just like, oh my God, give me a fan or something. But, you know, when you get in the groove and people are locked into you, you know, time flies.
Yeah.
So that was amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, that experience itself was crazy. Just going to the middle of the desert of Rajasthan, you know, a 6-hour drive. Most of that drive, I felt like I was going to die every 5 minutes, you know, the way they were driving. When I got there to this amazing palace in the middle of the desert, and
wow.
I finally felt I could relax, you know, and then from there it was just, spent 4 days there, played the Friday, arrived the Thursday, played the Friday, and then just raved with loads of mates and got high and just had fun, you know, and with some friends that I haven't seen for a while. So, no, it was a special place, special, amazing crowd. I mean, of course, I didn't know what to expect in India, you know, and I didn't know what to expect, especially for me. I wasn't just playing techno, I was playing a sort of a broad spectrum of sound, broad sound. So I didn't know if the Mesa was going to dig the Afro Kwaito stuff or whatever, but they were open to it, you know. I could really take them. It was 5 hours, so I didn't want to just go straight. But anyway, yeah, that magnetic field is amazing. Whoever asked that.
That's amazing. I'm gonna check it out, definitely.
Okay, let's see if this works. This will probably work. Let me turn the speaker that way. Another speaker.
Yeah. Yes. This is the song, y'all.
I was just going to say, if I can remember clearly, the vocals were something along the lines, don't still talk kak. You know, don't still talk kak if you don't know the real thing. Because Mesa like to talk kak. I think it was in the context of people like to talk kak behind someone's back or their father, whatever, in the village. But they never knew the stories. It's because, yeah, now you think you're quiet because you can go travel and tour the world as a musician. Or now you think you're quiet, you can go to Europe or whatever. You basically say, Kegi, this, you want to do vocal, you just want Alice to come to you on a silver platter, go and work for it now, yes. So then we move again.
Yeah, don't talk cock in the village. Yes. Yes. Happy Friday. Yes.
You can go and listen to it properly, man. I wish, like I was saying, I was setting things up and I found a cable that goes from my audio interface into the phone, and I thought this would be a really cool opportunity to play it. You know, where people can put on headphones, you can properly hear it, you know. But I think they can go and listen to it on it's on all the platforms.
Yeah, I will link in the video on YouTube the song, and you can listen to it on Spotify, YouTube. You can buy it on Beatport.
It's on all, I think, on all the
Okay,
online
cool. I'll link it
stores.
in the
Yeah.
video. But away, Issa, thank you so much for your
No,
time.
my
Thank you for
pleasure,
sharing
man.
your ancient knowledge. Thank you, Buddha.
No, thank you. I mean, I'm glad that I could chat to you, because the funny thing is that Daniela was watching you talking to someone, and you guys were talking about Blast, and she was like, "Look here,
Yeah,
they're talking about Blast, and you played it, and you were describing it." That. So I think before we go, because I still have a little bit of time, because I'm doing another
right.
live stream in. Okay, when this started, I was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do any of this live streams." But now, it's helping the creativity. It's helping, keep sane or insane. It's helping with. So I'm gonna do one on Facebook. It's a 2-hour DJ set, but tonight at 10, so 11 o'clock Cape Town time. And
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, tribute. I released a record on another label, and it was just sort of playing some favorites from that record store and label, and that will be through Facebook and worldwidefm.net. If you don't want to still watch me, you can just listen. But I
Amazing.
was going
I
to say,
did.
before I
Yeah.
go, I want to know from you, because when I saw that little live interview that you done with someone, the way you described it, you kind of dissected it,
Zolani,
and you gave your own
Zolani from
interpretation, and
QUEEZY Ground.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
was
exactly,
Zolani from,
exactly, exactly.
yeah.
So you were telling, you were saying, giving sort of your own take on the track, and I know there's many people that have their own emotions and feelings and explanations of what the track means to them. But I'm curious to hear what because I don't think I caught the whole thing. So it'd be nice to find out what your take on it is.
Okay, yeah.
Blast as a track, as energy, as whatever.
Sure. I mean, when I first, so I've been like researching um sort of different like ancient vocals, like ancient sounding vocals and like new futuristic sounds. And then I came across
Mm.
this sound by Issa Williams called Blast. And when I played it, I was like, oh my fuck, because the music that I play when I DJ is sort of like it I kind of wanted to like represent like how I'm feeling, and how I'm feeling right now is like witchy and futuristic. So that sort of like played like a very perfect like role, and I wanted to sort of bring like more emotion into the vocals in the club, like when I DJ'd. And that song was sort of perfect because it kind of like gets people's attention, because the singer sort of like sings and yells for like a minute into the song, like yeah, like for a minute, and like no matter what you're doing in the club, it's like a calling. It's like this, like I don't know. It's like something that like goes beyond like our like what we know right now as contemporary people, and sort of goes back to this idea that we are ancient. And I
Yeah,
really like that concept. Like I'm sort of thinking of like how we are the ancient people of our daytime, right now, So, um, yeah, I was really blown away, and I thought it sort of fit perfect with like my aesthetic right now. So, aware,
nice. I mean,
yeah,
the today. No, that's a nice little insight into it, and I think, yeah, it's always nice to hear what sort of how the music that you create, and how that transcends, and how people how it makes them feel, and how it sits in with their life and with what they're doing, and like you say, in terms of your art, what you do as a DJ in South Africa. It's super nice, because South Africa usually it takes me a long time to get attention from South Africa. When I left, almost 20 years ago, I had to work myself. I had to put in the work, to be able to
oh
even be almost like accepted from in South Africa. It's weird. It's weird to say that, but anyway, that's kind of how I felt in a way. Um, so that's why the Search Festival was a nice way for me to come back and share what I've learned and what I've
right,
experienced. Um,
yeah,
so yeah, nice. So I was going to say also that the next installment, the sort of the follow-up, I wouldn't, yeah, I mean, with Blast, you can't really have anything to match it, you know. But I thought I want to keep the workflow with Notch. And I was in Mexico last year. And again, I went there to do some music projects, record musicians in Oaxaca in the mountains, and record some artists in Mexico City. But I didn't want to go there with any idea. I didn't want to go, yeah, I want to work with him. I want to work with her. I want to do that. I want to do this. I just went there and I felt, okay, let me just feel the city, you know. I want to feel the energy of the city. So then there again, Notch and I were back and forth with beats and ideas. And when I arrived, I was a bit jet lagged. I couldn't sleep. And there was a bra, 7 o'clock in the morning. God! Also the same, like holding the notes, sustaining the notes, like the shout. You know, he's trying to catch people's attention because he's selling his gas, and he would be shouting up to the buildings, to the flats. You know, it's like, yo, come get your gas canister. But it's a big bra, and it's just like, yeah. I was like, I couldn't find him. So a few days later, I saw him out of the hotel room. I was like, you and I, get dressed, run down. Took a video of him. I said, yo, give me your number and I will call you and hopefully we can do a studio session. He didn't speak English. So I said, okay, I'll get someone to call you. So just the day before, or the day I had to leave actually, back to London, they called him. He came on his lunch break and we did a studio session similar to what I'd done with Tendo, you know, just like, here's the headphones, here's the mic, here's the track. All I want you to do is just move it, what you do best. And then we interviewed him. So I think for him, it was also like, yo, they were like, they asked him, did you know you have a powerful voice? Okay, he somehow got shy. He's like, you know, and just to see that on his face, and I was like, nah, could make someone's day. And if we release something and we can send him part of the proceeds or whatever and give him an opportunity, I was thinking, if this blows over and all these things, we get back to a new normal, love to go to Mexico and do a music video with him walking down the street, gassing it out, you know, and just see what can happen, let it go by. But that's just idea. So we were supposed to release it today. It was a bit of delays and I felt, okay, maybe I don't rush it. And maybe we can put some more time and effort. I'm working with a visual artist. They're going to do a nice trailer. So cool visuals, and then also an artist I've worked with before is doing the actual artwork for the release. And then yeah, we want to kind of build something that's special, you know, and then also that, like I was telling you earlier, that has more than a story. So it starts here with me, Notch, and this Mexican bra, but now Suma expands to other artists, and all of us can add to it and collaborate together and present something special, you know. So that will be next month, hopefully.
Y'all,
next
month. That track's gonna be fire. Stay tuned.
So it's the same tempo, 108 BPM, and then apart from that, I did another version, a more ravey version, warehouse version, and there's a nice story behind that. You know, one of the first CDs out of the UK that I ever got as a gift from someone was Prodigy, you know. And I was in Islamia college, you know, in a Muslim school, and listening to that stuff, taking it home. Fire started. I was just like, this is on another level. So that the second version takes inspiration from that. It takes that raw energy, but turns it into a ravey, crazy track. So I'll send you some of the clips so that you can listen to it before it comes out.
I can't wait. I love a VIP experience.
Nice, man. Okay, cool. So again, amazing. Super nice to see you. Super nice to be involved in your.
I know, it's so lovely chatting to you. Let's keep in touch. Let's like collaborate. Let's do this. Like
Absolutely, I would love that. I would love that. I think this is the start of our collaboration too.
Exactly. We didn't meet for no reason. Do you know what I mean? Something big.
Exactly.
But I want you to say, everybody, Esa's playing at 10. You're playing
I'm playing 10 p.m. UK time. So in a couple of hours, I'm playing live from here, 10 p.m. until 12 UK time, and 11 till 1, I guess, South African time.
Okay, away.
And it's just a 2-hour stream. It's going to be via Worldwide FM. Worldwide FM, and it will be live on Facebook, and it will be live to listen to on worldwidefm.net. And just a way to ease the stresses and the tensions that we're feeling.
Away. Away. Thank you so
Nice,
much,
man.
Esa,
Okay,
for your
Queasy, listen.
time. Yeah.
Pleasure.
Bless, brother.
And you have a good evening and enjoy the weekend, and we catch up soon again.
I will. Oh, yeah. I'll see you soon. Okay. Safe, no?
Okay.
Good luck
Take
with your
care.
skits.
Take care.
Moeder,
And Danella,
oh
oh yeah,
yeah.
Danella sends the regards.
Amor, hey Daniela, the most fabulous woman ever. Bye, babe.
Okay, see you.
Bye, see
Bye,
you.
bye, bye.